So the spoiler talk from Mockingjay. And that's an official spoiler warning for you guys. I'm going to talk about spoilers in the movie Mockingjay Part 1. Hopefully after the weekend, you've had time to see the movie. If you haven't, well, you've been warned. That's all I got to say about that shit. This isn't a play-by-play of the movie or anything like that. I know I'm going to forget to talk about some things, or I'm just not going to touch on some things. People are going to be like, you forgot to talk about that. I know, probably I did, but I'm not going to be here for 2 hours talking about a 2-hour movie. But in the course of a few minutes, I'll talk about some things that would be spoilers in the movie. I'll talk about some quips and things that I thought when I saw the movie, or upon further reflection of the movie. In any case, Mockingjay Part 1 starts out and Katniss is all crying and she's freaked out because, life sucks because her home was blown up. Holy shit. That'd put you in a mood. Philip Seymour Hoffman's like, you need to be our symbol of hope, the Mockingjay, and she's not really having it, and there's like, hey, how about we take her home? Yeah, home, District 12, you remember that shit? Yeah, otherwise known as the playground gravel. Yeah, you remember the playground in elementary school? That gravel? That's this now. And she's walking through, this place is a boneyard. It was actually almost like, holy shit, that's like Holocaust stuff. When you see the dead bodies and the burned people. And again, I like the propaganda stuff. I mean, PETA's on TV and then Stanley Tucci, he's like, oh, tell us about these traitors, this Katniss, who everyone loved, but traitor country. They're smearing her name. She's fighting the good fight, but everyone thinks she's an asshole now because that's just how the media is gonna play it. And Peeta's like, yeah, I want them all to lay down arms. We don't have to kill anybody. So they're like, you know what, Katniss, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna be our Mockingjay. You're gonna be our symbol, which means we need to do propaganda. It was this really sweet scene where they start doing these propaganda pieces and they're shitty, they're terrible, but it's really hilarious to see. It's all choreographed, but she just sucks at it. She's like, I stand among the nation. We should fight for puppies and Christmas and stuff. What's that word say? It's just nonsense. And Haymitch was like, yeah, I think she's one of those people. Bear with me now. I think she needs to actually be natural at it. Just say what's on her mind. So at a point when President Snow's like, oh, a hospital with wounded women and children. Kaboom, dead. That's the scene in the trailer. She's like, if we burn, you burn with us. Everyone's like, yeah, that's the propaganda piece we're looking for right there. I love the scene where Katniss is like, we free PETA and Phoenix chick. Otherwise, you can find yourself another Mockingjay. Philip Seymour Hoffman's like, right there. That's the stuff. Told you I wasn't wrong about her. It was actually kind of funny. Philip Seymour Hoffman added more humor to this movie than I thought he would add. I never saw Philip Seymour Hoffman as the comedy relief, but this movie did have comedy relief. It just happened naturally. That's one of the things I liked about it. There were some intense scenes too, when the evil empire is just bombing the shit out of them. They're just waiting it out, and then you see the pavement cracking in the ceiling. Then they go up there, and there's all these roses everywhere, and you're like, oh, President Snow and his roses. He's taunting her. Which is interesting, because when she went back to District 12, there was a rose in a vase, and you're like, ooh, he's taunting her again. Which makes him the dumbest idiot ever. Like, if I was the dictator of this world, I would get shit done. I would put the dick in dictator, and I mean it. I'd strap a wire or a bomb or something to that rose, so when she picks it out, it's like, tink, huh? Done! No more Mockingjay problem at all. You have fixed your problem. All right, maybe you don't want to use a nuke. Maybe you can just use a grenade. You can blow her up and then blow up the hospital anyway and be like, Katniss died in that hospital. She strapped a bomb to her chest and killed everybody in there. I'm just glad that this threat, this traitor, was dealt with before more human lives were lost. Sorry, I can't. And then you just rule your shitty little world how you want. Done. I did love that scene where they're going in, they're doing that raid, that military scene, they're getting PETA. And Phoenix doing his monologue. He's like, hey, I know some things about President Snow. And he just does this monologue about President Snow. It's just information you didn't know. I love that shit. I love it when you find out a little more about villains. You know how I like that. But I thought about one scene, because it goes from Finnick to the raid scene, and then Finnick to the raid scene, and it jumps back and forth like that, which was cool, but I couldn't help but think when I was watching the movie, I was like, I wonder what that would be like if they went to Finnick, and then the raid, then back to Finnick, and then when it went back to the raid, you just keep hearing Finnick's monologue over the raid scene. Like, it shows them raiding the building, and you just hear Finnick talking about President Snow. I don't know, like, for some odd reason, I want to see how that would look. Then they get PETA back, and they're like, yeah, Snow let us go again, which, again, it's him playing his games. Dude loves playing with Katniss. He just loves playing the cat and mouse game. He doesn't want to kill her. He just wants to fuck with her. What a really bored guy he must be. But then they have PETA back, and Katniss goes to him, and you're like, all right, maybe they're rekindled. God, grabs her by the neck, throws her into the glass, throws her to the ground, just starts squeezing her neck, and they knock him out. They're like, yeah, PETA's gone bye-bye, Egon. What have you got left? And end scene, PETA just flailing on his bed like he's just going nuts. He's going bananas. He's just gone. But I thought it was going to end a little later. I thought she was just going to grab the pillow and just Chief from Cuckoo's Nest him. Just put the pillow on the face, just put her knee on it, and like, oh, sorry, man, it'll be over in a second. just died. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Don't spoil that shit in the comment section. I'm just saying he just seems so damn gone. It's like, oh, Peter, yeah, he loved you to death, Katniss, and now he just tried to strangle you and kill you. Because they beat the shit out of him and gave him evil mutant bee venom, and now he hates your guts. Can that be fixed? I have no idea, but he looks like he's in pretty bad shape. But judging by the rebellion scenes you saw in this movie and going into the next movie, I feel like the next movie is going to be just next level shit for the Hunger Games series. I'm hoping it's gonna be that thing where when it wraps up, you can look back and go, yeah, this is pretty solid. All right, I already asked you what you thought about Mockingjay Part 1. So ultimately, a book series that you would like to see adapted into a movie. What is it? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.